ultimate round of Season 8 in Division 1, and we bring ourselves to Las Vegas and the Las Vegas Street Circuit, which should hopefully entertain us. Some teams may be gambling, and well, they're going to have to give it their all. It's mainly going to have to be the Constructors Championship, which has to be decided now. The drivers, that's pretty much done. Tricksy will win it today, as Bryn Evans isn't racing for the rest of the season. That was the circuit. And well, these are the tyre compounds. C5, C4, C3. Nisev winning here last season, being the champion. And well, can Tricksy do the same and try and get Red Bull's charge for the championship continuing, or will McLaren clinch it here tonight? Qualifying has just begun. I've been having a few issues, so yeah, some stuff might be a little bit muddled up, but it's just what we have to deal with. People are on track. Just gonna get up the replays just in case we need any replays. And we're basically ready to go. Sorry, just one more thing. Here we are. The session is here. Where has... Oh, not this again. Same thing happened in Div 3. To restart it. But I know Raphael was on a lap. And making his way down the back straight. As Nico goes to the top of the times in the Aston Martin. But Raphael, who has had a few poles this season, back driving finally. And there we go across the line. Here is Dearman. That should be working. Ghosts a little bit down on Raphael's time. Vide quite a way down in the Haas. Dearman now down towards turn 12. 4 tenths down so far. And now down the Las Vegas Strip, where we should be seeing very high top speeds. Dearman now rounding that final corner, and what will it be? It'll be a second away from the ultimate pace as Ghosts crosses the line, goes up to 5th. Vide goes into 7th. Poulet next up, it seems. And down towards turn 14, where you can lock up and go straight on. We've seen that a few times in the last couple of days. But Poulet seems to measure it well. Of course, he won here in Division 2 last season. He now goes over the line and moves up to 10th. And now Aina, I believe, I'm not sure if I'm saying that right, in their first race, joined for Red Bull, hoping to keep Red Bull's charge going. With Nisev obviously leaving the team after the last race. A load of people leaving Red Bull in all of the divisions. E14 gets on the power very early and charges for the line. And here we go with the Red Bull up to 7th place. Rambo 10 seconds down. Not on a competitive lap. There's a lot of... I might just... I don't know, I might just turn down some stuff. I don't know if this might just... Because some stuff is lagging, but obviously I was having problems. I'm just glad that I'm in the session. Alex Mills 6/10 down. Tricksy on a first lap of the session. What will he be in the first sector? Only slightly down on Raphael's time. And Adam Dick out of the final corner. He's had some impressive qualifying so far this season, but what will it be on this occasion? He needs to get out of Q1 first. Over the line, up into 6th place. And Alex Mills to the line. Mills purple last sector. Goes into 3rd. Tricksy next up. On the Las Vegas strip. Completed the Red Bull 1-2, I do believe, last season. In 2nd place. And hooking it in to the final chicane. And not hitting the walls through 14 and 15. And then 16. And now it's just turned 17, where there was quite a big accident yesterday. And Tricksy goes up to 2nd place. As Ratcliffe now is on another lap in the Sauber. But he's actually going to peel into the pits. I might actually get the chat open because I haven't got it open right now. But, well, Raphael topping the times by quite a commanding margin. And well, here we go. Jong on a lap. Currently in the drop zone. Hasn't set a lap yet. The Kian needs an invite. Well, I don't know if I've got you added, but, well, you can add me if you want. RFC Mons on EA. Am I allowed to leave the lobby and join back in Q3? Well, kinda. But, well, it'd be more ideal if you didn't. But obviously you're relying on an invite working, or me or Tricksy inviting you back, or your teammate, I guess. As Jong gets to the end of Sector 2. 9/10 up on the current driver in P15. Wait, I can't even... Okay. Hopefully I can see through the... I don't know if he is appearing. Oh, it's different. Oh, there we go. And Jong has crossed the line, only 10th place at the moment, which isn't amazing for the Mercedes car. Adam Dick's out. He must just have retired in the pits. I was going to say, if someone retired in the wall, that would be a bit annoying, but must think that lap time is safe. Well, P8, 7/10 off the top time, and we're only about 6/10 clear of Poulet in 15th. But obviously, qualifying bans, or qualifying ban for Yarrow. And then a few drivers still to set times. Rambo here. What's it going to be compared to Poulet? It is quicker, gets out of the elimination zone and into 10th place. Then we look back to, I think Dropbox still needs to do telemetry from last time. He didn't have telemetry on. But this is Dropbox, I believe. I mean, I could check before I start saying the wrong driver's name. It is Dropbox. And that looked a little bit unsteady turning in, didn't quite catch the ideal line. And now he's on the run out of turn 9. And now this is an important braking zone and exit at turn number 12. Hooks it over the curb, the kind of the old line, I would say. You're doing that more on when Las Vegas was first added to the game a few F1 games ago. Maybe not so much now, and that didn't really help him. And that wasn't a great exit out of the corner. But running down the straight regardless, with Dropbox. Poulet slightly outside of Dearman's time. And Dropbox, here we go, with the Alpine. Running to the line, comes into the box. So, attention will go back to Poulet, who was slightly outside of Dearman's time after Sector 2. How will it look as we go forward to the line? Can he pick up any more time in the final sector to try and displace the Aston Martin? No, he can't. Doesn't improve as Ratcliffe, not on a push lap, may have made a mistake, maybe on a warm-up lap. And well, as things stand, Poulet is out of qualifying along with Dropbox, and then Yarrow, who is a qualifying man, and the two haven't done a lap. And I will send another invite just in case it finally does work. But based on what you're saying, it doesn't seem too promising. Nico here on an out lap, but Vide actually starts a lap, as I'm thinking no one's on a lap, but Vide is starting a lap, and Vide looking to see if he can get himself safe in the session, currently down in 13th, a few tenths clear of the elimination zone, and just looking to see if he can consolidate a place in Q3. He's had some impressive pace in a few races. I want to say Spa, he had a good finish there, roughly about a P7 finish, sliding the car through turn 8 and 9, and now getting the drive on to this little curved back straight before the real back straight, which comes after turn 12, which is now, there we go, that looked a little bit cleaner on the way in, brushes the barriers on the way out, but only half a second down on Raphael's time so far, which looks quite good for Vide, who is running now down the straight, taking a different line, kind of going very much to the left-hand side by the barriers, now getting back to the braking zone, hooking that car through over the curves of turn 15, and then rushes the wall on the outside of turn 16 and runs to the line. This should be an improved lap based on what we've seen so far. A few brushes of the barriers here and there, but over the line it is an improvement up into 9th place, as Nico behind isn't really at risk so far has set a green sector apparently. He is on used tyres, I do believe. But how is this going to be looking as he gets to the end of sector 2? Dearman really does need to improve because he's on the bubble. Poulet as well, I want to say, is on another push lap. His time is not at the bottom of the screen, but he is on another push lap, which could put Dearman at risk. And here we go. It's actually going to be an Aston Martin slipstream here. Nico's gone out there. But I think because he did his lap so early, I had to I'd restarted the graphics so it's showing green, but it's actually not green. And it's actually Ben Dearman here, looking to see if he can get himself safe. Because Dearman on the bubble, 210s clear roughly at the moment. Wants a bit more though. And there we go, up into 4th. The slipstream certainly helped. And Poulet, can he now get himself safe? I don't know what Ratcliffe is doing. Currently showing us like 25 seconds down, but is still 15th. We're just going to ignore that for the moment. And, well, this is Dropbox trying to get himself safe. But, well, Ratcliffe's time is quicker than Poulet and slower than I. Don't know where the game is pulling 25 seconds from, but anyhow, we'll see if Dropbox can... I mean, he's going to beat the 1 minute 55. Can he beat the, 1 minute 31 point something that Ratcliffe has done over the line with Dropbox and stays down there in 17th place? And what about Rambo? He's just kind of out here, but the bottom 5 has already been done. And, well, it is Poulet, Dropbox, Yaro, who's a quali fan, and, well, Kian, who hasn't been able to get into the session, and a Haas, who isn't even here at all, I think, or maybe I don't know what car is Kian in. It could be the other way around, but yeah, that is the end of the session. I don't even have the stream updates thing open, so I might open that in the meantime. But yeah. That is how the session comes to its conclusion. And there we go. Okay, second part of qualifying here in Las Vegas. And well, 2 Red Bulls quick out the garage. A lot of cars quick out the garage. I think a lot of used tyre kind of laps going on. One of my screens turned off. Oh no, it's come back on. Thought it was going to be more problems then. But yeah, Tricksy, the 2 Red Bulls, different coloured liveries. I mean, easier to spot for me and also everyone watching, but Maybe not the most realistic, but, well, Eagle lets them off nowadays, so they don't have to worry too much. And I think, yeah, Aina has gone ahead. As here we go then, with a lot of cars about to start their laps in quick succession, so I'm going to get ready. Okay, here we go for the second part of qualifying with laps mainly on used tyres. We can have a little check-in and see that, well, used tyres literally being used by everyone. Ratcliffe maybe on new, Ghost as well. But through the first couple corners with Aina. And braking and turning for turn number 5. 26.3 first sector, Tricksy 26.2. What about Lightning? He's driving for Alpine this week. 26.4. Okay, well, do you need another invite now? Because I'll do it after these laps. If everything's working now. Throwing the car for turn number 12. 56.0, Tricksy 55.7. So a few tenths up. Lightning a bit down. But obviously the Alpine not speedy like the Red Bull. Alpine should get a bit of an improvement for next game. Well, next game, the DLC. Their car has been pretty quick. We'll see Mercedes power unit to come. But here we go. Aina over the line. And then Tricksy to the line. Goes 4 tenths quicker. As Lightning then slots ahead of Aina. As Night Owl crosses the line. And then Adam Dick over the line as well. Wagner crossing that line. And staying in 6th, Mills up into 4th. Vide over the line. In the Haas, only half a second away. Ratcliffe up into 3rd. Obviously, he was on new tyres, I do believe, which did help his pace. And Rambo in the Sauber. Can he get near Ratcliffe? This is used tyres, though, so he is a bit away. As Nico over the line in a few moments' time, along with Dearman. Nico's actually backed off, I do believe. Yep, he's on the back straight. No, he's not in the back straight. He's in the pits. As Jong, who's starting a lap a bit out of sync. Oh, you don't need an invite again. Yeah, well, that's okay then. And Jong has the track to himself. On the new tyres now, the Mercedes. To hopefully lay down quite a quick lap. For their sake. Obviously Mercedes have been in this kind of season-long battle with Ferrari. They've kind of pulled away a little bit after the last race, where they did have that double podium for Yarrow and Finley Smith, helping them overtake Ferrari and leave them a little bit behind. 21 points behind. At the moment, Ferrari on Mercedes, and obviously Bryn Evans not racing for the rest of the season, so that's Ferrari's kind of main driver, well, second in the championship. And, well, not driving for the rest of the season. That's basically handed Tricksy the title today. And Jong, half a second up on Night Owl, but obviously Night Owl's 1.3 seconds down. on the best lap. But Jong, that's a bit deep into turn 14, slightly missing the apex, but we'll still charge for the line regardless. And see what this is on the new tyres, the Mercedes, up to the line. And it is 9/10 away into 4th place, which, well, not really that far clear of Damon even, only a few tenths clear. Nighthawk a little bit further away, but obviously improvement still to be had and might need to go again on another set of tyres if they've got another set. Not quite sure, but anyway. Everyone's streaming out the pits for run 2, and everyone will be doing laps at the same time again for the most part. So obviously McLaren 14 points ahead of Red Bull, so well they need quite a big outscoring. Well, 30 points they need to outscore Red Bull by. Well, actually 29 points, because if they're 43 points ahead, they will win the championship based on the fact that they've got more race wins. So quite a tall order for them to win it now, but they could still get it done before the finale tonight, and that'll be good for them. But Red Bull looking to see if they can win it back to back. They obviously won it last season. They also won it season 5 when, I don't know who, I wonder who was the TP then. Oh, may have been me. Anyway, Aina up and around the final corner to start a lap of Las Vegas. Brand new tyres on that Red Bull, and swinging it through turn 3, 4. A lot of turns in that. Not a lot of track, but anyway, Aina braking now for turn number 5. And only slightly down on Raphael's time so far, so it's a good competitive time. Flowing it through turn 9, important to get a good exit, because you can carry the speed all the way around this curved section, where you can see drivers try and throw it wheel to wheel, but you don't really want to. You don't really want to make moves into turn 12 either, because you're just going to get DRS overtook back on this straight. The detection point is actually after the exit of turn 12. It's on this straight. DRS comes into play slightly later on down this very long straight. There we go. The DRS now active for the Red Bull racing car, topping out at 213 miles per hour. Not yesterday, Division 3, when I was here with James doing the stream, we had Aiden Harrison topping out at about 220. That was a bit deep as well in turn 14 for Aina, who runs for the line and is in 3rd place. As Adam Dick comes into the box, Night Owl as well coming into the box. A lot of cars coming in. And Lightning up over the line to P2. In the Alpine, good pace so far. Tricksy though. This looks like a decent lap from Tricksy. Purple in the middle sector. 10.5 away as Alex Mills goes into 5th place. Wagner here, looking to get himself out of that danger zone. Currently down in 14th. Needs a good lap here to kind of reduce the pressure at the end of the session. And there we go, up into P3. But could still need to go again maybe. But you wouldn't think so, because that's such a good lap. You're going to see a lot of drivers doing more laps though. Oh, look at Jong, currently down in 8th. Running out of fuel, I do believe, so that will need another set of new tyres if they've got it. Dearman looking to start another lap, currently down in 11th, on the bubble again, just like he was in Q1. And Dearman in the Aston Martin barreling down to the first corner of the racetrack. Hook the car through. and now finds the camber to follow you through. Don't hit the barrier on the extra turn 4, and now another place where we might see some action in the Grand Prix, turn number 5. Seeing people getting forced into the barrier, also Tyre hooking there. Dearman, this looks like a good lap so far, 4 tenths up on Vide, who is the current driver at risk, in 10th place. And Dearman now on the way. Who's the other V-carb? I believe there just wasn't another V-carb. There was a Haas and a V-carb slot free, and Kian is in one of those cars. I'm not quite sure which one, but that's kind of what's happening. Dearman up on Vide. Raphael up on himself. And down towards turn number 14. You have a lot of time to think about your braking point. Don't want to go in deep. You want to find as much time as you can though, and there we are, riding over the curve at turn 15. And then just the drive to the line. Take a tight line on the inside. And goes up into 9th. So still one of the drivers next at risk, but maybe a little bit further away than, well, I mean, he's obviously further away than he was before because he's in the drop zone, but a few tenths clear, which may be a bit nicer than Q1, but obviously look at the number of people on and out lap. They're obviously, yeah, going to be looking to beat. This time Nico doesn't have a time on the board, currently down in 15, just started a lap. Raphael to go half a second clear of Tricksy and improve by 3.5 tenths. But now attention will turn to Nico, driving in the Aston Martin. Picked up some points last week in Kota with an 8th place finish, I do believe. Had a bit of battles with Simon Wagner, I think, towards the end of that race. That looked a little bit unsteady on the extra turn 9, but he is finding time so far on this lap. Slightly glances the wall there. The Sauber keeps out of the way. And here we go, Ben Dearman is going to be towing him along this back straight, much like how Dearman towed Nico along in the first part of qualifying. Vide miles up on Ratcliffe's time. Adam Dick also miles up as well, a little bit more up than Vide, but this is the Aston Martin tow, which should prove quite crucial maybe to getting a good time on the board. Nico gets the drive out of turn 16. He runs for the line. This should be miles clear of the elimination zone by the time he gets his time on the board. Over the line, up into 8th. Pushes Dearman down to being the driver at risk. Dearman in the box. Dearman out of qualifying. Vide's gone into 8th. As Adam Dick jumps up to P4. Ratcliffe all the way back in the second sector. Might be the next one, because we still have 20 seconds until the checkered flag comes out. But yeah, Ben Dearman out of qualifying. Mintoki, Jong, I don't even think that's what their name is now. I think it's like Sun Jin Jong or something, but Mintoki in 11th, needs a lap. Ratcliffe still being compared to Raphael, because I think when he started his lap, he was still in the comfort zone. Now, not in the comfort zone, and well, if he's 1.3 down or whatever it was on Raphael, he won't be making it into the next part of qualifying, but we'll have to see. And well, he's going to try and get this time on the board. He is improving so far. Night Owl up on Nico. Jong up on Nico as well. Ratcliffe improves, but it's not enough. As we go back for Night Owl. And well, Night Owl is up so far. Alex Mills also doing a lap. Shouldn't be at risk, I don't think. But just doing a lap regardless, as Night Owl drives out the final corner. final braking zone, really. This is the final corner of turn 17. Can Nightowl get the Williams into the next part of qualifying? He can at the moment, but Jong can knock him out. Jong misses out by 14 milliseconds as Mills goes up to third. What about Rambo? Can Rambo put a shock at the death? Nope, stays in that 15th place as Aina goes over the line up into 7th. Ghosts completing a lap is just gonna go into the pits. Lightning will do the same. I think that's Tricksy, who'd already taken the checkered flag. So Jong knocked out in 11th place in a very close at the death. Just the 14 milliseconds separating Jong and Nightowl. Jong looked to have the advantage after Sector 2, but Sector 3, we know the Mercedes is not that slippery on the straights, and well, Sector 3 is mainly straights. Well, it's the very long back straight and also the straight going up to the line, and well, the time slipped away for Jong, and Nightowl does get through. Nico knocked out as well, very close to Nico, and then Dearman as well, and then the two Saubers lining up 14th and 15th. So, there is the Q2 results. Like Varkish needed an invite like half an hour ago. Tricksy said done, so that's okay, I think. Anyway, final part of qualifying here in Vegas, about to get underway. Just close my actual window, I can see the game. It's okay. Well, so far Raphael's had dominant pace, looking to go for a 4th pole of the season. He's only got one win that came back in Imola. Should have really won in Spa, but well, just sped under the VSC really early on, and then could only recover up to 2nd place by the end of the race. Yara winning that one at his home Grand Prix for Belgium. Yara has had a bit of a streak of podiums in races he's finished. Obviously, Monza didn't quite go to plan for him, but every other race recently that he's done, he has been on the podium. Vide is the first one out on track. Currently P25 in the standings with 9 points. Haas second bottom in the championship at the moment. In a very tight race with, well, Sauber, Alpine and Racing Bulls. And well, Sauber are the only team out of those 3 that haven't got a car in this top 10 shootout. Vide to start the qualifying session with the first lap on the board. And here we go then to begin it. I think it's used tyres for the Haas, so don't expect the world, but we'll see what he does regardless, as through the first couple of corners don't want to throw your lap away immediately. This will just be a kind of banker just to make sure you stay familiar with the track conditions, and also just for Delta as well. Into turn 5. Gets close to the barriers. And doesn't hit into them, which is good for him. And he's a few hundredths up on Adam Dick. Einar about a 10th up. And Vide down towards turn number 12. Next braking zone he'll be focusing on. Flicks that car in. Nobody's got rid of the bollard yet. There's a 56.0 sector 2 split, and the Racing Bulls of Adam Dick is quicker, and Einar is a little bit quicker again. Only people on new tyres, I believe, are the 2 McLarens, Tricksy and Simon Wagner. A little bit of oversteer, catches the car, charges up towards turn 17 and then the line. As there we go, sets a 1:31.0. As Adam Dick next up goes to the top of the times. Don't know what the time is, didn't say. It's just put his timer back on again. But Einar up to 3rd, Lightning into 4th, Alex Mills to the line, up into P1 provisional pole on the used tyres. Wagner 4th. And then we got Night Owl next up. And then the 2 McLarens as well. Night Owl, who managed to get through by 14 milliseconds into the top 10 shootout. And now it's just about how far up the grid can he get. Obviously, Williams have been in this battle with Aston Martin, but in this division, they are well clear. Cookie's exploits have certainly helped them in that regard. And Ghost's a lot up so far. Tricksy setting a blistering Sector 1 time on his lap, which is a little bit quicker than Raphael. Raphael, though, has looked dominant so far in this qualifying session, and he'll be looking to maintain that level of dominance as he crosses the line to go 9/10 ahead of Alex Mills as Senor Ghosts next up to see how close he can get. Tricksy up on Raphael's time after Sector 2. Tricksy is in the hunt here so far. But can Tricksy maintain this advantage in the final sector? You'd think the Red Bull's pretty slippery on the straight compared to the McLaren, but it's all down to setup, and we can see he's topping out at 213 miles an hour as he hits the brakes at turn number 14. And now it's just the run and smooth curve of turn 17 between Tricksy and crossing the line to see where he can get up to, and it is P2, loses time in the final sector. Yara needs an invite, apparently. I don't know if he's got one since, but what teams are left? It's Haas and Racing Bulls. Out of the people who have joined late, who will be, they'll get to choose, well, they won't get to choose, they'll be put into. But yeah, Raphael, 2.5 tenths clear so far. Well, the door is still open if Raphael makes a mistake. And then Tricksy improves, but, you know, 2.5 tenths, quite a decent margin. Now, when Raphael knows he can... he just cut across into the pits there. Charlotte? What have we just seen there? I don't know if that was lag, but that seemed very strange. Just didn't go into the pits. And, yeah. Yeah, to be honest, there's too much going on my screens for me to like see everything that's happening. So I'm missing a lot of stuff. Anyway, this is Raphael. Well, we're just kind of waiting. We may as well just see this again. And everyone back to the pits with just under 4 minutes to go in Q3. So we'll for McLaren to win the championship. They're going to need 29 points over, so well, a win and a P8 or P2 and P3, but obviously they need that many points over Red Bull, so it is unlikely, especially if Tricksy is up there. You know, the penalty guidelines isn't really used particularly. I mean, it is kind of used, but because it was kind of done before Eagle became FIA, it will be kind of fully updated for next season. Well, we've got quite a while until the next season will start, with the game coming out on the 3rd of June, and then obviously there'll be an award ceremony at some point, a date that has been decided, but I can't remember right now. Who's racing with Ratcliffe? I believe it's Rambo. I mean, it wouldn't be so good if the Williams CEO is writing penalty guidelines. Oh, well, penalty guideline says anyone who's not a Williams gets disqualified from the race. Oh, yeah. Anyway, here we go. Last lap to qualifying, and Vide once again is going to be leading us away, quite a way ahead of anyone else. And well, we'll see if he's actually pushing. I mean, he should be, because there's only 1 minute and 40 to go, so not much time in spare. And well, yeah, he is burning the batteries down towards turn number 5. And really flicking that car. It's what you got to do in the Haas to try and get the speed. Glanced the wall on the exit. Wasn't too bad though. And now there is the Las Vegas sphere on the left-hand side as Vide navigates through this slow section and gets out of it quite nicely, going down towards turn number 12. We ride on board with the Haas over the crest, trying to hook it up. Slight bit of oversteer, which he manages to catch, and he's 4/10s down so far on Raphael's time. It's not bad at all. Aina has gone purple in the first sector, only slightly so. And obviously first sector times are going to be the sector where everyone is closest in lap time, I would say. But Vide with one braking zone to go in this lap, and manages to spot it quite well over the curbs. Alex Mills is about a 10th quicker than Vide so far. And Vide up to the line in the Haas, should go up into 3rd maybe. Does go up into 3rd for the moment. And Alex Mills will be next in the Ferrari. Alex Mills, who has, well, he's had many poles before in RFC, hasn't had a pole for a while. And I don't think he'll be getting pole here today, but how high up can he get that Ferrari? As he rounds that final corner to the line, goes up to 3rd, ahead of Vide. What about Aina? Was purple sector 1 originally, is in 4th. What about Wagner in the Ferrari? He's been a bit off Alex Mills so far. Can he hit back at the end? Only finishes a 10th away from Alex Mills, so not bad at all. 3rd and 5th for the Ferraris. Lightning next up. Raphael is purple and purple in the first two sectors. Tricksy finding time sector 1 as well. Lightning up into the top 6 as Raphael to extend his advantage, and does so by 0.2 of a second. What about Senor Ghost? Can he get to the front row? No, only 4th. Adam Dick next up in the Racing Bulls goes up to 8th. Ahead of Vide. Night Owl still in P10, and looks like it's Tricksy to only finish, and Tricksy is improving. He's not improving by enough though to beat Raphael's time. He's just going to consolidate his second place unless a magic final sector appears out of nowhere. Tricksy to the line, 0.3 away, P2 for the man who will be champion today. Raphael takes a 4th pole of the season, and once again it's a commanding margin that he's done it by. And that's how McLaren want to start in their hunt at sealing the championship today, of course. I mean, they are ahead of their respective Red Bulls, I guess. Raphael ahead of Tricksy, Ghost ahead of Ina. They just don't want to let Red Bull outscore them and kind of open the door for a Red Bull comeback. I mean, I think they had a 24-point advantage or something going into the last race of last season, and Red Bull still managed to win it. So maybe it's not going to be over till it's over, but anyway, end of the session. I think Vi's just going back to the pits, which will just be holding us up a touch. But anyway, here we go in Vegas. Time for the Grand Prix. It's guaranteed he's going to win it today. He's already won it now, technically, but well, time for the race in dry conditions. And well, the hard tyre lasts a very long time. It's supposed to last the whole race, but people have had punctures. Well, at least in Div 3, Baker got a puncture towards the end of the race. But obviously, if you Div 1 has a lot better tyre wear than the other divisions in general. Just a common theme. But anyhow, Las Vegas Grand Prix. Second to last Grand Prix, or penultimate Grand Prix of this division in this game. Well, in these cars. Ground effect cars anyway. So, did Varkish not get in the end? I thought he'd been invited. Anyway, Kian's in the Haas. Everyone is on the mediums apart from Kian, who not quite sure if he's been able to take control yet. Doesn't look like he has, unless he's just letting it. No, I think he has now. Look, Charlotte's been proved wrong. You're wrong, Charlotte. How could you be? Well, we're going to have not a lot of diverged strategies, apart from Kian, as Tricksy knocks the bollard over. Yaris starting towards the back in the Mercedes like he did in Monza. And it didn't go too well from there at Monza, but that was on just not getting laps executed in qualifying. This time it's because of the qualifying ban from last week. Impeding offence in qualifying. But here we go then. Drivers lining up on the grid. Raphael lining up on pole position for a 4th time this season. Tricksy on the front row. Again, he's been on the front row quite a few times, I think. He's only had the pole in Monaco. But now, here in Vegas, we have 19 cars about to be lined up on the grid. As you can see, the curved grid that goes around the final corner. And now here we go in Vegas. Who will gamble it all? McLaren could win the championship today. Red Bull want to keep their hopes alive. It's 5 lights on ahead of the drivers. It's lights out and away we go. It's a good start from Raphael, who's maintaining his lead. Tricksy in 2nd place. There's Senor Ghost locking up on the inside line. Bit of contact between Tricksy and Raphael, I think, and now it's 3 wide between Senor Ghost, and there goes Tricksy with a bit of a spin. He manages to save himself. But Tricksy losing places on the opening lap of the Las Vegas Grand Prix, down to 11th place. It's a McLaren 1-2 to start this race. Tyre up to 4th. Wheel to wheel with Lightning. Lightning goes a bit wide, almost hits the wall. Night Owl looking to profit. Alex Mills up into 3rd place on the opening lap of this race. And that is not the start that Tricksy wanted in this Grand Prix. Tricksy down into 12th place. And well, having contact with a 3 wide moment through turn number 3, as there was a side-by-side between Aston Martin and someone. Aston Martin and Sauber, Nico and Ratcliffe into turn number 12, almost into the barriers. A bit of something flying up. Don't know if it was wing. Don't think it was. Raphael with a big lead on the first lap of this race, and Alex Mills maybe looking to try and take 2nd place here. He's in the slipstream, he's in the wheel tracks of Senor Ghost. He's going to go to the inside and he's going to try and take 2nd place wheel to wheel with the McLaren, and he has just about muscled his way past, and Alex Mills up into 2nd place in this race. Tricksy back up to 10th now. He's made up a couple of places. And now this is Night Owl, who's right on the back of Lightning. Lightning defending into the first corner. Night Owl seeing if he can get a drive out of there. Ghosts as well, very close to Mills. Maybe going to try and come back with DRS immediately. We know the Ferrari's got great straight line speed though. And Ghost stays behind for the time being. Raphael with a 1.7 second lead. As everyone's very close down in turn 5. No moves going on at the moment. Jong down to 17th on the grid. Well, down to 17th in the order. He was already down the grid at the start of the race, but has fallen back even further. Tricksy makes a move past Vide. But now, as we're on lap 2, we'll see if we can see any of the carnage at the start of the race. Keep an eye on the live feed in the top right, but there we go. That's the start of the race. That's Ghost looking for a move on the inside. It was Ghosts and Tricksy making contact, and then the 3 wide moment. Tricksy in the middle, having a half spin, kind of catching himself on the Ferrari. Then the other Ferrari made a slight bit of contact with him. And now as we head down the straight, Senor Ghost under pressure from Aina, but can't make a move. Lightning a bit ghosted there. Goes in a bit deep. Night Owl looking to profit. Night Owl with a better run out of the corner. He could pull wheel to wheel here. What's happened to Lightning? He's just disappeared. He's gone down to 19th in the race. He's gone. As Ghost still behind Mills, but Night Owl now without a car ahead. He's just got Adam Dick behind, and then Aina ahead if he can get DRS. He has caught the gap. Lightning having a big lag spike or something, a screen freeze, not entirely sure, but suddenly being set back to last, as this is wheel to wheel between Ratcliffe and Vide. Turn number 5 normally results in someone being put into the barriers. No damage, a bit of contact though. Nico maybe looking to profit, trying to go around the outside of turn number 7. Can't quite make it. And now the inside of turn 9 could still profit. Slight bit of contact with the Kicksauber car. Yarrow now looking racy. In behind as well. Couldn't quite make a move on Nico though. And now we go down the strip again. Yarrow, that's late braking. That's contact with the back of the Aston Martin. Misjudging the braking zone and tagging Nico down there at turn number 12. As this is all going to get very close on the straight. We'll see the leading drivers make it to the end of the straight first, and then we'll move back and see if there's any moves. As there we go, it is kicking off a little bit. Yarrow does get past Nico, but obviously they had that contact before at turn number 12. Damon getting a bit out of shape on the exit of 16. But Raphael 3.3 seconds in the lead already as we start the 4th lap of the race. Well, that is a very big gap. But this was the moment that we saw the contact. Yarrow tagging the back of Nico. And well, everyone apart from Raphael is very close on the track. Tricksy close to making another move. Right up behind Wagner, looking for a lunge at turn number 9. Can't quite make it though. I think we saw Dylan and Tricksy having a battle there last season, and it got very close. And there was a little bit of contact. Hard racing in the end. I think there was no reports actually made from that. And maybe now there might be a swap down the straight. Mills 3/10 clear of Senior Ghosts, who's looking a lot closer on this lap, and this might be the time we see second place in the race change, because getting very close halfway down the straight. DRS now active. He's still going to have to get it done on the brakes though. Alex Mills trying to fight this wheel to wheel into 15 and 16, still wheel to wheel, and they're still side by side as Mills gets a bit out of shape, tags the barrier, and now that might allow the Red Bull to go wheel to wheel into turn number 17. And still side by side they go. They could almost be 3 wide into turn 1. Ghost is ahead, followed then by Mills and then Einar. But wow, that was very close. As Night Owl as well, right up behind Adam Dick as well. Tricksy ahead of Wagner. And well, wide ahead of Wagner as well now. As Night Owl behind Adam Dick. As we go down into turn number 5. And there is a move from the Racing Bulls on the Red Bull. Racing Bulls overtaking the sister Red Bull team. And well, the sister team overtaking the main team down there at turn number 5. And Adam Dick up to P4 in this Grand Prix. And now that's opened up a 5-second lead for Raphael. And well, we haven't had a Grand Slam this season in any division. Haven't had a Grand Slam since, I think, Elias in Bahrain season 7. So, well, if there's any time to be a Grand Slam this season, this could be the time from Raphael. He's got pole. He's obviously led from the start, and well, he's 5 seconds clear already. So, there goes Alex Mills in second place. And there goes Yarrow, I think, having a little look on the Sauber. Runs it in a bit deep, though. And that could allow the challenge from the 2 Aston Martins behind. As we start lap 6 of this race. And there's actually Night Owl having a little look to the inside. Tricksy catching back up to this pack. Something going on. With Dropbox spinning the car. Having contact from wing damage. And he's retired from the race. Retired on track, I guess. It wasn't because of contact with the barriers. Night Owl looking like he's getting very racy here. He could even have a go here at Einar into turn number 7. Round the outside. Has to just back out. Isn't alongside enough. And Tricksy going for a lunge to the inside. Taps Williams slightly. Tricksy up into 6th place with a bit of a surprise move. I saw it in the mirror. And well, there wasn't that much contact in the end. And well, 6.1 seconds now is the lead. And Mills under pressure again from Ghost down the straight. But Adam Dick looks very racy, and he could even throw one to the inside of the McLaren. He's really feeling daring. He's been looking very racy so far in this race, but Ghost, I think, is going to maybe try and challenge back. No, he can't, and that will just invite Adam Dick to get closer. And Nico, I think the two Aston Martins just swapping it round as we start another lap 7 to begin. And here we go, just riding on board with a Racing Bull. Senor Ghost going a bit sideways into turn 1. And Senor Ghost very wide coming out of turn 4. And that's just inviting Adam Dick to have a bit of a closer look at the back of the McLaren, and he's gaining confidence in that car so far in this race. Racing Bulls have been very good here this week. It seems like a very good track for them. And, well, he could even have a little look to the inside of turn 9. He's not quite feeling as daring as Tricksy was a lap ago. And this was that move a lap ago. If you look in the left-hand mirror, you can see the Red Bull lunging one. Definitely getting alongside the mirror at the apex. And then making the move back up to 6th. Ratcliffe going past Wagner. Wagner going past Ratcliffe. The two Red Bulls are going to swap around. Tricksy going through. Tricksy back up into 5th place after starting on the front row, dropping down to 12th on the opening lap. And, well, Ratcliffe and Wagner still side by side. Ratcliffe ahead going into turn number 14. There was just a big hit to the wall there. I heard in the background. I don't quite know who that was, but, well, I don't think anyone's got damage, so they're okay. And no side by sides into turn 1. But these trains, they're incredibly close. Not really any gaps between cars. Like 3/10 gaps. Like all the time. It's crazy. No one's getting any breathing space apart from Raphael. Jong, I think, has overtaken Nico. But this is a train that goes all the way up to 9th place. An undercut could be crucial. I don't know how powerful it is, but, well, you've got to think you could jump a car. And if you can get ahead of a train. Tyres do take a while to warm up, though. Quite cold. Don't know what the temperature is. .5 seconds now the lead for Raphael. And we might see a bit more DRS swapping down the straight. Because Ghost is gaining, and Ghost is passed again. Wagner having a little look to the inside, but nothing quite doing. And actually, Alex Mills going into the pits. Is that the pit line? Did he meet the correct line? Maybe, maybe not. Adam Dick is overtaking Senor Ghost into turn 1. And he's made the move. And he's made it stick as well, but now he's got the next run. Ghost very wide again. Don't know if that's the preferred line, but it just seems to set him back a little bit. And, well, where is Alex Mills? He's just behind Poulet out on the tracks. He'll have to clear the Williams if he is to make progress. The hard tyres will be able to go the distance, so hasn't got any concerns on the tyre front. I mean, we did see him get about, I don't know, 20-30% tyre wear on about one or two laps in Monza. I think it was actually one lap. I don't know where that came from, but it won't be wanting the same thing to happen again. Senor Ghost will get back through to second place. I'm sure going to be a few people thinking of pit stops. Raphael probably won't be because he's got such a big lead. He has a few laps to react to anything going on. Wagner overtakes Ratcliffe. Finally, after a few laps of sitting behind, Mills gets past Poulet. Down at turn, well, on the Las Vegas strip. Here we go, pitting in Ghosts and Tricksy. So that's released Adam Dick a little bit to race on with no traffic. Bit of lag, so he'll come back out of the pits. And now where is Alex Mills? In comparison, there is Alex Mills going around turn 1. And he's just ahead. There's Poulet, side by side. Tricksy just ahead of Poulet, crucially, in this fight. And well, the undercut hasn't done a whole lot at all. And well, they're still out in really the same positions, and well, they're going to hit more traffic in Rambo in a few laps time if Rambo doesn't bail in soon. But well, Raphael, the race leader, still goes on. Have to see the reaction now from the Racing Bulls of Adam Dick and also the Williams of Night Owl, along with the other Red Bull of Ina, because they don't want to drop out of this train. They could be hoping for a bit of traffic to come to their advantage if Rambo stays out and they get held up and Rambo causes a bit of chaos in the Sauber, but we'll see in a few moments' time as Raphael comes into the pits. Adam Dick stays out, so that will be the Racing Bulls leading the Grand Prix. And Night Owl going through to second, staying out as well as Ina comes in. Wagner comes in. Yarrow has stayed out for the moment. He started way down the order. Raphael out in a bit of traffic here behind Kian. And he'll have to clear the Haas pretty quickly. I think Kian just knows he doesn't really want to race. And well, we go back and we see Mills past Rambo. Senor Ghost having to chop to the inside to overtake. And that might have cost them a little bit of time, maybe. But not heaps of time. But well, the chance of a Grand Slam for Raphael has maybe just gone, because well, he's not going to lead every lap unless everyone ahead pits right now at the end of this lap, and they still might cross the line to finish their lap before Raphael finishes his lap. But anyway, focus back on this battle because this is getting very close. Tricksy looking to see if he can recover to second place in this race from back to where he started. Red Bull looking to keep their constructors' hopes alive. I'll do a bit of calculations in my head when we get this order as to how close it is to being decided. Mills remains in that 7th place. Adam Dick comes into the pits. And there we go, leads the lap. Raphael takes back the lead now. And now, how will this look? As Senor Ghost maybe going to the inside of turn 1. Just backs out of it, but the Ferrari a bit offline, and they're going to go wheel to wheel around turn 3 and 4. Ghost still trying to hold it. This is a risky place to go all the way around the outside, but Senor Ghost has done just that. But Alex Mills is going to tuck back into the slipstream. Could he make a move into turn number 5? Thinks against it, sensibly so as well. You don't want to cost yourself too much time. But that was a lovely move by Ghost around the outside. And well, good not to see someone put into the wall. Tricksy down the inside. Tricksy with a late lunge, I think making a bit of contact with the Ferrari. As Tricksy looked for it. We'll see again. Lightning is the Alpine that they've just caught up to, but I believe he did have a little look on the inside there. He did slightly tag the Ferrari, bounced over the curb as well. And Lightning is going to be overtaken And Lightning might not be overtaken by one, but actually Lightning has actually played the ultimate tactics. He's got DRS for himself, and actually there goes Mills down the inside, and now Mills has got a car between himself and Senor Ghost. Ghost passing Lightning too early on the straight, enabling the Alpine to still get DRS, but actually at the end of the day, caught back up and the same things happened. But Tricksy's looking very close to Senor Ghost. They're almost 3 wide. Ghost gets a bit boxed in. Tricksy goes all the way around the outside. A bit of contact. They're 3 wide. Tricksy is very wide. Tricksy prevails, though I think he is just ahead of Ferrari and McLaren as Ghost goes very wide, almost hits the wall. And now Mills coming back at Tricksy down towards turn number 5. And after all of that, it's really Ghost who has come out worst, down to 5th out of all of that. And Tricksy couldn't quite hold it on the straight. There is the tyre wear situation. As well, this train will catch up to Kian, who obviously Raphael passed quite a while ago, just after he came out the pits, literally. Adam Dick will also be getting past Vide quite soon. Vide pitting before, getting the jump. And well, Adam Dick now should get past, and does in the background, you see. And Tricksy goes through into a podium position, which would be second, or will be second. It was already in a net podium position. And now here we go. This is the next car to encounter these 3. And well, Tricksy, let's see how they deal with this. I don't think Kian really wants to fight too hard, because you're only ruining your own race time as well. It doesn't really want to interfere too much, and well, pulls over very much to the left-hand side, and Tricksy gets the drive, and I'm sure the next 2 will also try and stream by, but Vide goes to the inside, and actually both of them go through, and everything is maintained. And Tricksy now 2nd, Mills 3rd, Ghost 4th. And well, someone just hit the wall there. Looking a little bit further back, Night Owl heading Ratcliffe and Aina in this train. And well, it has kind of jumped around a little bit after the pit stops. With the order, Yarrow down quite a bit. Obviously pitting a bit later. But now he's got better tyres to try and get back again. And Jong looks very close here, but actually Adam Dick will be clearing the Haas down the straight. And Vide, I'm sure, will just kind of get a comfortable pass. Indeed does. Down into turn 14. 9.2 second lead out front. And against the same battle going on, but this is wheel to wheel. And that was Jong. Wheel to wheel with Nico, I think. Nico might try and come back. Wagner might try and come back as well. Wagner on the inside of turn 17 gets ahead of Nico, and now could even have a look at Jong down into turn 1 late on the brakes. Gets the move, but Jong gets the cutback. Jong gets a brilliant drive, and Jong takes the place back. The Ferrari overcooking that move. And Jong said, "Thank you very much. I'll have that place right back again." As we head down towards turn number 5. Well, the top 4 not changing positions from the start of the race in their current position now, but, well, they have certainly been up and down, especially Tricksy was down in 12th at one point. Now running all the way back up in 2nd. I mean, everyone else has moved position. Kian obviously gaining a lot. Alex Mills getting way out of shape out of turn number 12, and that's gifted a place to Senor Ghost. He's also opened up a bit of a gap here. Who's actually going to get DRS? I'm not sure. As we hit the detection point, it is the Ferrari of Alex Mills who's going to have to try and get back within the range of Tricksy. Well, that was a big mistake, and it could cost but it looks like he's just about held on to DRS. We'll see in a few moments' time. Tricksy is trying to run away, 9/10 clear at the moment of the Ferrari, but as we hit the brakes for turn 1, I think Mills is keeping within that range, just about 9/10 the gap. Kean goes into the box at last from that hard tyre start. Now we'll be putting on the mediums to try and lay down some pace towards the end of the race, but see where he can end up at. And actually on that straight, it's been a huge gain for Tricksy. I don't entirely know what happened. Mills, I wasn't even really paying attention. I was kind of just looking at the left-hand side and then suddenly noticed it's a 1.6 second, now 1.8, 1.9 second gap for Tricksy. I don't know if Mills slightly struggling. I mean, he only pit a lap before and tyres last forever, so don't know if he's overheated them slightly. It's difficult to overheat them here. I don't entirely know, but anyhow, we're on the straight again, and Ghost's job now is to try and close that gap back up. And well, Mills and Tricksy both burning the batteries. They're both basically out of charge. And we see how much quicker the Ferrari is on the straights. Then he'll Ghost to the inside. Mills tries to hold it wheel to wheel, bounces over the curb. Ghost gets ahead, but that was not optimum for the overall time. Mills is actually coming in here, and I don't know if he's coming in to retire or what, because he's not got any problems particularly. And Adam Dick now going past Senor Ghost, and Mills has retired from the race. So that must be why he dropped back slightly. And well, yeah, Alex Mills in the Ferrari out of this Grand Prix as we start lap 17. But Adam Dick in the podium positions now for Racing Bulls. So Racing Bulls looking to pick up another podium this week. And well, they've not had a podium in this division for a long while. We'll be going back to Tricksy times, I guess. Tricksy's podium in Jeddah maybe, or not entirely sure where else. Racing Bulls might have had a podium last season. But anyway, Adam Dick is actually right on the move, and he's actually catching up to Tricksy. So Tricksy having to watch out. The Racing Bulls is gaining, and he's almost within DRS as we hit the back straight. Tricky's not out of the woods yet, and where Adam Dick has got a lot of straight line speed, it seems, in that Racing Bulls, and he's closed the gap. And it's now a DRS train again. As we look further back, Night Owl getting past Ratcliffe. Night Owl up to 6th in this race. Vi doing a brilliant job up in 5th with a bit of an undercut. Earlier pit stop. Will be a little bit more struggling on tyres towards the end of the race, but good to have track position for the moment. Night Owl will be looking to get within his DRS range. Ratcliffe as well with a bit of an undercut strategy up in 7th. Raphael's left the session. So I don't know if he's... But so that could be costly for McLaren if he can't rejoin. He is 10 seconds clear, but that will quickly close if he can't get back within the session. Go away, James. And he's not been able to rejoin yet. Don't know if he needs another invite or what, but Raphael's AI car holding the lead for the moment. But that gap is really quickly closing down. I think Yarrow is going to make a move on Wagner down the back straight. He's very close going on to the straight. And now with DRS, we'll draft past. And there we go. He's drawn back. He has drawn back. So he should be able to just get back to what he was doing. He's lost about half his lead, but I mean, he had such a dominant lead, it didn't affect him too much. Pulling Rambo, having a scrap down here, Rambo into the wall, and then hits the other wall at the inside of turn 16. Well, the lead has come down. I don't know if he's been able to take control of his car, actually. Well, the lead is still reducing. And well, it is rapidly getting closer. As I don't think he's been able to take control of his car. Maybe has he... I think he has got back in control. You can see ERS being used. 2.2 seconds it's closed down to. Ghosts now in the slipstream of the Racing Bulls, but Adam Dick rapidly closing in on Tricksy as well. No contact in the braking zone. Ghosts having a big slide. And well, he's lucky no one's behind him. No, he's not lost any positions. He'll have to get back on it though and keep within this DRS range. He has. He's burned some battery and he's closed back within, but that could have been a costly moment. Managed to catch it, didn't hit the barrier. But Adam Dick getting a bit out of shape, I think, as well. Ghosts again taking a very wide line. And well, Adam Dick dropping back a little bit, but he'll close back up again, I'm sure. As long as you're within DRS range, it's fine. And well, this midfield scrap looks to be heating up towards the end of the race, as we'll see the tyre differences really come into play. Those who pitted early could come under threat, not from a puncture, but just from cars who've pitted later and have decided to pit later to try and get a tyre advantage. Those going for track position could be vulnerable. I heard a lot of squealing brakes there as they went into turn 12. I don't know exactly who that was, but here we go. The Racing Bulls closing in to second place. Doesn't go for the move there. Adam Dick stays behind. Tricksy still in second. Ghosts as well, right behind. Really closed in when Adam Dick just sat behind. But now as we go down towards turn 1, they're very close again. And there goes Adam Dick having a little look to the inside. Can't quite go for it. That could allow Ghosts to pull wheel to wheel. Senior Ghosts wheel to wheel with the Racing Bulls. Bit of contact made. He's still trying to find a gap. He gets on the power, running down towards turn number 5. Adam Dick will have to defend the inside. Trixie's thinking of where to go. Squeezed almost into the wall. A bit of contact with the wall. Bit more contact as he turns into turn 5. Trixie pulling clear. Ghosts down the inside into turn 7. And Ghost has got past Adam Dick, but I don't think that's the last of this battle we're going to see in this race. And well, the Racing Bulls could try and go straight back down the back straight. The battle behind is very close as well. And we'll have to keep between the pair of them. Ghosts dropping back a little bit from Tricksy. Tricksy was able to take advantage when they battled, but now when the DRS comes into play, that gap he's got is just going to be completely gone. And I wonder when Adam Dick might try and pull a move back, because he's very close again, doesn't quite go for a lunge. There goes Night Owl past Vide before the corner, before the breaker zone for turn 14. And Vide almost getting out of shape and losing the car slightly. You can see the tyre wear effects on the Haas who pitted earlier in the race compared to Night Owl. Maybe having a little look to the inside in turn 1, trying to put Night Owl off. But Night Owl should be able to pull away now as Kian just going slowly at turn 16. So, lap 22 of 25 of this Las Vegas Grand Prix. And well, Tricksy will win the championship today, of course. No Bryn Evans. He will win the championship. The Constructors fight will still be going on because, well, if we add up the points, 40 points for McLaren and, well, 22 points for Red Bull. So McLaren are not scoring enough at the moment. They will extend their advantage, though, which will make the final race a bit easier for themselves. And, well, here we go onto the back straight again. And, well, I wonder if we might enter a bit of a lull period eventually when they're just going to try and save up for the last lap. But, well, at the moment, they're just burning their batteries every straight. I'm seeing no one with over a 40% charge in the top 15. So, interesting. But no position changes as we look further back, almost side by side. Yara is getting very close to the Red Bull as Kian has had another moment at turn number 12, I do believe, and there goes Yaro to the inside into turn 17 and then turn 1 on the brakes. The Red Bull goes very deep into the corner and that's easy for Yaro to get by. Yaro, who started way down the order with a qualifying ban, now up to 8th in this race, could still be more. By the end of the race, there's still places to be won on the cars ahead. And well, this battle's getting very close again as we pass by the sphere on lap 23. And well, just 3 tenths separating Tricksy and Senor Ghosts, and then 3 tenths separating Ghosts and the Raceables of Adam Dick behind. So it's getting very close for them. And well, we're surely going to see a swap on the straight, you'd think. Maybe not. If they're just charging up their batteries. Actually, somehow they've just all got like 80%, 100% batteries now out of nowhere. So that was obviously what they were doing in that section. They were just charging up, and now they've all deployed it. Now they're down to about 50% again. Ghosts looking to see if he can get by into turn number 14. Pulls to the inside, pulls ahead. And in the background, Yara makes a move down the inside on Ratcliffe and should make the move stick on the exit as the two Aston Martins swap around 12th and 13th place at the moment, just hoping for a bit of chaos ahead might allow them. And as we head down towards turn number 1, 2nd, 3rd and 4th are very close, but they're not swapping around at the moment. Raphael's barely had a mention because he's just, apart from the time he disconnected, he's not been near a car at all. And there goes Adam Dick going to the inside. Goes to a very small gap that Tricksy left. Accepted the invitation of that gap. And trying to overtake the main Red Bull team. Tricksy, though, just about holding the place. And still trying to fight it. But Tricksy still holding 3rd place. But that's opened up a bit of a gap for Ghosts ahead. McLaren 1-2 at the moment, which will mean they get 43 points over Red Bull's like 17 points. So it's still not enough, I don't think. It'll be close though. It's almost done if it's in that situation. So yeah. Here we go down the straight again. Yaro might pull another move. There he goes to the inside, pushed over. Vide defends aggressively. Someone hits the wall again. Wonder if that is the Red Bull. Charlotte said before. Again, tagging a wall. Could be Wagner, who's kind of just in a bit of no man's land. But we're on the final lap of the Grand Prix. And the battle for 2nd is still very much open. The battle for 5th is still very much open between a lot of cars. As we head round turn number 4, we're not expecting too much down into turn 5. It's going to be really down into turn number 14, where real chaos would happen, but there could be a bit of DRS chicken yet. And well, Raphael comfortably leading this race out in front. by over 5 seconds. Would have been about double that had he not had the disconnect. And well, yeah, he is just dominating this race. Doesn't have the fastest lap though. That's going to race balls at the moment. No points, no point obviously for that, because they took it away. After Daniel Ricciardo got the fastest lap back in Singapore 2024. Both Tricksy and Adam Dick get out of shape as we head down the Las Vegas Strip on lap number 25 of 25. Vide dropping down the order rapidly. Don't know what's happened to him, but here we go. This is the last real opportunity for an overtake. It's flat to the floor by the time you get out of 14, 15 and 16. And there goes a late move from Tricksy to the inside, and he's made contact with Adam Dick. And wow, what has he done there? But Raphael wins the Las Vegas Grand Prix by over 5 seconds. Ghost will make it a McLaren 1-2 as Adam Dick finishes in third ahead of Tricksy, who's crashing across the line. Tricksy is the RFC Drivers' Champion of this season, but he's obviously ended it by hitting some cars. I don't know why this is not showing. There we go. Tricksy is the champion, but that's not really the way he wanted to end that race. I don't really know what happened behind, I can't lie. I wasn't really paying attention. I was trying to press that button that didn't work. And how is the points actually looking? Because it's 43 for 43, but then actually they get enough, I think, to keep the championship going. 18 points, yeah, so they do keep the championship going, but they only need about 4 points. Tricksy's already Tricksy was the champion as soon as this race started. Well, as soon as yeah, as soon as Bryn Evans was not here. Anyway, obviously Adam Dick getting by on the straight, and then Tricksy trying to come back down the inside with a late lunge. And well, that was not a Charles Leclerc 2023 successful move, was it? I don't entirely know what happened, but anyhow. Actually, I haven't looked track limits the whole race because no one's got them, so there's not really any point in doing so. A few people with 2 warnings, but there we are. Oh, look at that! How satisfying! No one showing up with a penalty. So there's not really much point for this, but we may as well just, if anyone crossed the pit line or something, Charlotte for a look at it. Well, that's the end. And, well, I guess 1 race to go. The Constructors' Championship still up for grabs. Kind of. I mean, it needs a perfect race from Red Bull and disaster race from McLaren. I mean, that happened last season. Who's to say it won't happen again? But this time, Red Bull maybe not as well-oiled as they were this time last season. But anyway, 1 last race to go. Division 3, obviously both championships decided, but still join us in Brazil on Wednesday, and then obviously the Division 2 championship decider between William Salu and Jeffy Boy to come, and then here in Div 1 for the Constructors on Friday. But that's been all, and we'll see you for 1 final race with these cars next week. Thanks for watching.